The 300-meter hurdles is probably the most challenging event in all of high school track and field. In this video, I'm going to share with you strategies that have led me to developing multiple state finalists and champions. In the end, I'm going to share some workouts that we did, so stick around. Coaching distance hurdles, that's a term for the 200, 300, and 400 meter hurdles, is tough. And if you haven't noticed, most hurdlers do pretty much the same thing. They speed up, slow down, stutter, jump, land, and repeat. All the slowing and restarting takes its toll on the athletes in a race that's tough enough already. The athletes that are able to maintain their speed and steps generally win. But how do you get your athletes to that point? I'm going to get to that, but let's first see why this race is so tough and unpredictable. Unlike the sprint hurdles, where there's only 3 steps to worry about between the hurdles, the distance hurdle races have lots of steps between the hurdles. Being off just a few inches with each step multiplied by over 15 to 20 steps, and you can end up being too close or too far away. And you have the fatigue factor. As you fatigue, your steps will get shorter. So things might be going great for the first 4 hurdles, and then all of a sudden the 5th hurdle seems too far away, and you have to adjust your steps as the race goes on. And just because the athlete gets their steps down in one meet doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work in the next meet. They might be fatigued from an earlier event, or maybe there's a little more wind on their front or on the back that throws them off. And my personal favorite, you get their steps nailed in practice, but somehow at the meet, everything goes differently. With all the adrenaline flowing at the meet, they're running with longer and faster strides than they did at practice, so all the hurdles seem too close. Yes, I've seen it all. With all that being said, here's how I learned to coach my hurdlers, and I saw big improvements as a result. Don't try to get them to run over a full flight of hurdles, or even several hurdles at practice. It doesn't work most of the time, and it can lead to frustration and a lack of confidence. Instead, just let them do their first race and use it as a benchmark. Make sure to get videos so you can count all the steps and then strategize on what to improve on next. And then give them the new strategy for the next race and then repeat. It works. So in regards to race strategy, you also have to anticipate that if you're training them properly, their speed endurance is going to increase. So if one race they only hit the first 3 hurdles with their optimal stride pattern, it might be that the next week they're able to do 4 hurdles and then eventually 5 hurdles, and by the end of the season make it most of the way around the track with that. When you do full speed work and you need them to hit their steps at practice, limit those repetitions to only few and only over about 2 to 5 hurdles maximum. And this is a big one. Teach them to go over the hurdles with both legs. If you watch my reviews of the Olympics 400 meter hurdles, you'll see that most of the top hurdlers in the world lead with both legs. Instead of spending your energy on getting perfect steps on race spacing, I spend time on getting my hurdlers to be proficient with both lead legs. Although you'll go into every race with a plan, teach them to hard charge all the way around and go over with whatever leg is there. Now I want to go over some workouts that you can do. And by the way, you can see these in excruciating detail in my hurdle training plan. If you saw my hurdle coaching video number 4, you know that I like to cycle the workouts throughout the season. In the early season, we focus on endurance and getting proficient clearing the hurdles with both legs. I don't bother with race spacing, but rather I have a set of spacings that work well with alternating legs or same legs, and I have them use only their non-dominant leg. Because increasing fitness is the goal for this part of the season, I'll add a lot of running at the end. My favorite workout is one that I call the 6-step drill, where I space out the hurdles so the athletes take 6 steps between the hurdles, which means they're going to alternate legs. We start with them pretty close early in the season, but as the weeks go on, we stretch them out farther and farther because the goal is to teach them how to hard charge over them. This is what's going to enable them to race with full confidence because they're not worried about whatever leg shows up. In the mid-season, when we work on speed endurance, I give them workouts that require hitting their steps, but only for a few hurdles. But then I'll do multiple repetitions or I'll insert more running at the end. At the end of the season, when we're fine-tuning, I'll do a lot more full speed hit your marks work over about 3 to 6 hurdles with only about 1 to 2 repetitions. We still do a lot of the same workouts as mid-season, but now that they're faster and in better shape, we'll do more sets. And we never stop drilling with both legs all season long. Coaches, save your energy. I've already done all the work for you. First is with my hurdle training plan. It's a full season plan that walks you step by step through the season with all the workouts you need. Second is my Ace Coach subscription, where we can team up for the season, where I can provide workouts, video reviews of your athletes with suggestions, and I'm also available for any advice you need. I'll leave links for these in the notes below, and as always, if you want to know anything about hurdling or hurdle coaching, you can check out my website at acemethodcoaching.com.